Audio rolling.
Are you ready, Mario? Better be. Prepare your anus. That's what I always think of whenever people say prepare yourself. I mean, anal needs a lot of prep, so it conveys the same idea, doesn't it?
You want to say that again for the videos rolling?
I need to prepare now. So the thing I just said was, whenever people say prepare yourself, I always think prepare your anus because, anal needs a lot of prep work. So, I need to put a lot of prep work into what I'm doing, just like as I would if I was going to do anal. I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
The glass
So,
is empty.
I'm this far from the mic.
And I'm this far from the mic.
And together we are these fars from the mic. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Arch Plays. Only it's not really a Let's Play channel anymore.
Yeah.
Because we decided we're rebranding.
Oh, I want coins. I like coins. Coins are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Alright, where's the next one?
So, this is the first time in a very, very long time we've recorded 2 days in a row.
Yeah. It is, yeah.
How well do you remember what we were doing at the end of the previous session?
I remember it all. What? It's like... That's with you. You're acting like I've got some sort of memory problem or something.
Yeah. We're gonna pop some corks. That's what we're doing here.
Tags. I've got $20 in my pocket. I see.
That is,
Oh, so I need to get
we have to get up there. And we have to capture one of those bubble dudes.
Oh, ow.
Immediately.
I wonder how I'm supposed to do that. Well, hey. Okay, this
Shake the
is too
Joy-Con.
slow.
I want to see what happens.
Ha!
Interesting.
Ha ha. You did this yesterday, so I'm less familiar with this.
Yeah.
How to act as a bubble fish thing.
Alright, so the first topic that I have written down is Edgelord hate.
Edgelord hate, okay.
Yeah, we did this on a lost session, but I wanna
What's
have
the last session?
I don't remember. I didn't cross it off, so I assume. So Edgelords get way too much hate.
Fair enough. I think so, yeah.
Because, I think what's happening is that people remember what they were like when they were in that mental space. And they were probably cringy teenagers because they were just finding out for the first time that the world is terrible.
Mm-hmm. Or just being affected by the terrible things in their life.
Yeah, because it's also right about the time when you have empathy for people that you haven't met or don't directly experience. You need to capture the bubble guys.
I see. Okay.
You can fight him with a bubble guy. I think you get over the top of him and shoot downwards, maybe?
I was trying to figure out... Okay. Ow! Why am I not surprised?
You're more surprised than me.
Am I? Yeah, and that really ties into some of my issues with... what the...
You can't move sideways unless you jet sideways. You have to...
How do I jet sideways?
That way.
Oh, gotcha. This ties a lot into some... Oh, I'm running out of water. Hold on. This ties in a lot of my issues with how people, look down upon teenagers or,
Yeah, because if it's one group that people hate, it's teenagers.
Yeah, or the whole thing of, oh, look, they're so troubled and they got so many problems. They're gonna go stare at the water or something. High school is so hard. It's like, no, you fucking forgot what it was like to be a high schooler. And yeah, of course, those problems seem pedantic now just because you have a fuck ton more.
Mm-hmm.
But those still meant something once upon a time. I would hope that you remember, being troubled. But no, people still look on you like, what? Oh, you get so many problems. Well, how about you pay a bill or something? And just well, fuck you.
Yeah, because it's easy to get really used to the freedom that you have as an adult very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think most dystopian fiction is also young adult fiction? Because being a kid is living in a fascist dystopia. You control nothing about your life, or including anything that you do with your time. I don't know. Maybe you stomp on him.
Yeah.
You control nothing about your life. It's and people that you can't really reason with have unilateral authority over your life.
Yeah, basically, like, I remember what it was like being a kid, and I still relate to the things that I felt and that I was going through. Like, I remember, I might not, like, act the exact same way because I've also become a different person, but...
I'm much nicer, for example.
Yeah, I don't look upon myself and think, wow, I was a fucking idiot. If only I knew, like, these
If only I knew what real problems were.
Yeah, exactly. And I hate that line of thinking. Like, it ties into a lot of what I, my issues with kids becoming the fault of their parents. Like, you know, just forgetting what it was like to be young and have no control over anything they did.
But this is getting away from the topic of edgelords.
Yeah.
Find a heart.
Oh, that...
Congratulations.
Well, usually if I'm a different creature and I stomp into something, that sometimes...
You didn't stomp into him, you ran into him with your face.
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but edgelords.
Yeah. Edgelords. It's kind of a depressed outlook, and what they wind up saying by looking down on edgelords as a kid thing is this way to feel is off limits.
Yeah. Which is a lot of silliness.
So, what's your edgelord phase? Assuming it's not now.
I would argue I'm still in it because I know I think I'm less in it because the things that made me edgelordy are kind of gone. These from my life for the most part, so that's cool. Like mainly my mom and my living situation where I had essentially no power over anything I did and everything just seemed hopeless. And so what I would do is I would go under this one bridge near where I used to live, and I would write like song lyrics or just kind of depressed things. Mm-hmm. Of course, I wouldn't use like paint or anything because one, I had no money. Two, I also didn't want it to be permanent because I didn't want to, part of me wanted it to be permanent, part of me didn't because I didn't want like someone to go through the hell of having to clean it off. I was nice. That was too nice. I would also, kind of under the same vein, do that at school. Before first period, I'd go under this stairway and use a pencil to write exactly that song lyrics or depressing things because I didn't want people to have to go through the hell of trying to clean it off.
What's the most edgelordy thing that you think you ever said?
I can't remember.
For me, it was probably hope is a mistake. And so...
I've thought that rather semi-recently, but not really. Part of me still believe, no, I should hope. I should stop saying that.
Because... If you're actually in a hopeless situation, it's very easy to see people's unwillingness to confront the lack of control they have over their lives and the world as an illusion of control.
Yeah.
You're just telling yourself that you can affect the political landscape because it makes you feel better.
Yeah, and I can say that.
It's just like hug box masturbation to think that any of this is going to turn out any way other than the random whims of people you can't influence.
I had a comment, not very recently, but quite a while ago.
Quite a while ago.
Points. Oh. I've got points for days. Quite a while ago on my... Well, this means nothing to me. Okay. Quite a while ago on my self-harm and Degrassi video about how basically hope is a mistake, and like the same thought, and yeah, that just made me...
Develop that thought a little more, because that turned out to be a nothing sentence.
I had a comment of a similar vein on one of my videos, and I found myself in a weird position where I was trying to argue, no, you're wrong, like, there's reason to hope, you know, not everything has to be bad, but I couldn't really argue it out in a way that was convincing.
Yeah. I seem to recall us having a much better version of this conversation the first time around.
Oh.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Oh wait,
I
you can't remember things.
I don't know, I suck, so whatever.
That's not me just dumping on what you said just now, but like it feels a whole lot more like we were going in circles here compared to I know we both had some pretty good points to make, but I feel like we're circling the drain now.
I don't know if I had good points. They're long forgotten, I guess. Such is my life! Failure! Well, I assume I don't need to level things, so I might
I
as well
probably should have like composed at all about the subjects that we thought of before we started the recording. Let's I guess we're just powering ahead.
Yeah, why not? What else is there to do? When you've got no hope, you just soldier on, you know? Doggo! Doggo! Okay, where is it? Come on, let's go, boy.
That is a nice looking dog. Man, that outfit looks really natural in Mario.
It does, yeah. It does. I think it's the overalls, really, that does it.
There's kind of an unwillingness to take people who are being dark about things seriously. And jump and stomp.
Yeah, that's what oh, it's not a... And I figured that out. I just had to figure out how to do that.
Alright.
Unwillingness to take people seriously.
When they're like that, because it's gone now.
What? Well, I was gonna say, like, do you think it's because... Excuse me, basically fearing existential dread. You don't want to be put in that state. Basically, I want to see happy things. I don't want to see sad things. That sort of idea.
I'm gonna chug some Coke real quick and hydrate, I guess, even though Coke is basically salt water. It's a dismissal because if they were to actually like knuckle down and try to argue against it, they couldn't. Because a lot of those edgy things, they're unavoidably true, and the only way that people can deal with not that is to just pretend that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah.
Shiveria. Why do we need a 2-layer place name? Shiveria.
Cake Thief's Parting Gift. Huh. Mario looks cold.
Is this where you get the cake? Because it seems unlikely. So they had a really hot place, and now we're in a really cold place.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, wasn't Mario really cold somewhere?
Yeah, we were really cold in the hot place.
Yeah, incidentally, yeah.
And now we're really cold in the cold place. We're much colder in the cold place.
Yes, you were saying?
It's the co-opting of the willingness to dismiss kid things, the fake conflation of edgy thoughts with being juvenile.
Oh, God, yes.
And
I hate that.
I have to wonder what it goes through the mind of people like that.
I can't imagine. No, because I rail hard against being anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I watched Degrassi. The whole point of my job is remembering what it was like to be a kid and empathizing with them.
Yeah. There has to be like a failure of reasoning or something like that. Did you know that wearing an eye patch is actually super bad for you if you do it all the time? It teaches your brain to ignore the input coming from that eye.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... something like that happened when I used to basically use only one... Racer without a race course. Okay. I used to all the time use just one headphone in one ear, and I noticed after a long time that one ear basically had trouble hearing things, so I had to retrain my other ear to like even them out.
That's a dangerous realization.
It is, yes. What the?
What? How are you surprised?
I didn't.
That's like the lowest level of video game design language.
Are you serious? Well, I'm not good at things.
So, do I seem particularly edgy to you now?
Not really.
The best argument against edgelordness or edginess is you shouldn't be forced to think about that inescapably.
I definitely agree with that.
That's why, like, when you remember a while back when Mask made a huge thing about unsubscribing from the news.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Did you also unsubscribe from the news?
Like our news?
r/news.
Oh, wait, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know if I was at work or something, but I don't think I was around for that.
Okay, well, no, you must have been, because it was like 4 days. It was a long subject.
I don't remember this. I don't know, maybe it's my stupid memory again.
Probably. Anyway. I noticed a right stick. Yeah, there you go.
I know, I don't need to be babied. Like, I suck at a lot of things, but I can figure some things out.
See, I would have considered don't stand in the shadows to be babying you.
Well, I don't know, like, I guess I gotta screw up a lot in order to figure things out.
Such as video games. So, I noticed that when I scaled back my usage of the news, my quality of life got a whole lot better because I wasn't suddenly being like surrounded by it at all times. I could escape from it.
I can see that. Yeah, there's a reason why people like tell you to, like, if something's like causing a lot of grief, like, just don't be around it.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed that with somebody else that I probably shouldn't name in case they watch the show, that it's a constant stream of negativity. And it's not just that it's negativity a lot, because, I mean, all of those negative things are still true, but, when you suggest a solution to somebody and nothing happens?
Yeah.
When they specifically ask you for solutions?
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
terribly frustrating.
I gave you my suggestion of what I thought you should do, and nothing happened.
Yep.
You have heard my vote. That is
Water, damn it.
oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely get that. Those are typically people you just read about on, like, just
Yeah.
subreddits where it's like, what's the most annoying thing, like, your friends have done or something like that.
That's why when I'm fine with a place like incels or fat people hate getting banned, because good to know that kind of stuff exists, but I don't need to be around it all the time.
Why do you feel good about being banned then? Like, oh fuck me.
Well, in both of those cases, it was people inciting like invasions.
Yeah.
And like a never-ending stream of hatred from those people. It's not just that the existence of those boards meant that nobody on the site could escape that at any time.
Yeah. That's because they would often, like, invade other boards, right?
Yeah, that's what it is meant by invasion.
Oh, I missed that. I'm... No, come on, no! I just can't do anything today, can I?
Video games are hard.
Well, not...
Playing video games and talking is hard. It's a much more complicated task than driving, where you just have to stay in a straight line. Interesting. Alright, go back onto that previous one. Here.
Yeah, maybe you should do it, because I'm just gonna muck it up.
If there is I already said that. If there's a legitimate criticism of Edgelords, that would be it. Is that the criticism is, this is your only note.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah. Yeah, and that's often what, like, is the criticism of, like, early, season, like, early TNG Emma, like, it seems like her only note is, save the environment.
You'd think she was Caitlyn's kid.
She might as well have been. Like, she related to Caitlyn a lot. Oh, there's purple things down there.
I see that. Now I'm just playing a game.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about what you said.
The inescapability of Edgelords.
Yeah. I guess, on the one hand, I can see, like, why an Edgelord would feel like they always have to be this way.
Well, for that person, presumably, everything is like that all the time. They can't get away from it.
Well, not just that, but it seems like no one else is tuning into this. Like, you're the only one who notices.
Yeah. I remember when I was even edgier, that was what I would think of. Is nobody else seems to notice any of this stuff. Okay.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you get cold going, just straight up walking through the snow.
Oh, but it's fun though. I wonder if wearing a proper, like, snow attire helps.
I doubt it.
I wouldn't be surprised if it does. On the one hand, it's definitely understandable why someone would feel like they have to, like, keep repeating how horrible the world is. But then on the other hand, if that's all you talk about, that's just incredibly boring. Whoa, how'd you know that?
Well, why would there be a platform to nowhere?
Mm.
Also, the controller vibrated, but I only picked that up after I'd already jumped.
Hmm. Oh, they're back.
I found out they have names.
I'm sure they do.
It's been such a long time that I no longer remember what any of their names are. Some of them are doofy, some of them are fine.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy especially is doofy.
I think he had a weirdly normal name.
Interesting. Do you want to cut the episode here?
Yeah, I think we're kind of done with Edgelords as a topic.
Yeah.
Next time on the Arch Plays, baseball sucks.